Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Namaste experience. We were just saying that all the experience needs to alight within our minds is that welcome. To welcome that which has always welcomed us. To welcome that which has always and forever welcomes us. It's amazing that it would be so simple. When we sing that chant, the peace of God is shining in me now. And we answer with but one word, yes, or two words, thank you. Either one of those will do. Yes, right now, this moment, I receive, I accept, I welcome that peace, that light. I am that light, and I choose to reflect only that light. We speak here so much about the experience, and yet we still sometimes allow those hooks to pull us down, to claim us. Like a hot air balloon that wants to fly, but there are those hooks that hold it to the earth. All of those beliefs that maybe I'm not that right now. Maybe there's still something I have to do or learn or release or even be forgiven for. And then maybe I'll be that. But the peace of God is shining right now, this very moment. Welcome. Yes. Thank you. You know, I was thinking a moment before session started today about something that I have no personal experience, but I think some of you do. How many of you women have ever been pregnant? Okay, so you know more than me, I will freely admit. But I have a feeling that the different stages of one's pregnancy, leading from the very beginning to the ultimate birth, I have a feeling that the different stages of that are very different. You experience them in different ways. Is that right? Hold on. There we go. Maybe in the first week you felt something different. Something was energetically shifting. How many of you felt that? Like you knew something. Even if you didn't know exactly what it was, you knew something had changed. And then as the pregnancy evolved, you began to feel something growing inside you. Owen's nodding his head like, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That's my other life.
It was a long time ago. And then, much later in the pregnancy, you could feel that child moving and shifting, ready almost to just explode out of you into this world. And then finally, the birth. You know, if an alien were to arrive and they somehow beamed for the first time ever into a labor room, and this was their first experience, seeing a woman in the final stages of giving birth with all that goes on, they would think, what the heck is this? I'm getting the heck out of here. I don't know what this is. Everyone seems to be really happy with that woman right there. But if they only knew that even though it looks like a very difficult, traumatic situation, birth is taking place. Life is being born. How many of us are able to do that even in the midst of our own many births, even during the day, when we come against or we come to different challenges? Are we able to realize that something is being born from within us every moment? And that's the experience. And it's an experience into what we sometimes call whole-mindedness, as opposed to the split mind that we usually use to negotiate and navigate the world of form. The split mind, the egoic mind, where I am separate, I am isolated, I am alone. What is being given birth to is the wholeness that is forever whole, the light that is shining in you right now. And a whole mind will use whatever tools are before them to radiate this light. Now, of course, the biggest tool that we have in front of us are words. If I'm sharing as I am right now, I'm using words, I'm using concepts, and though we may have a general idea of what those words may mean to each one of us, it's sloppy, because words, as we know, are symbols of symbols. They're twice removed from the truth. But those are the tools. So I want to read something that I've been, we're working now on these lessons on the master teacher within. The master teacher that's within each and every single one of us. That is being born through and as each and every single one of us. So I want to share one of those lessons now. Let me bring it up on the screen for everybody. So I'll just invite you to welcome, once again, just welcome this. All is in one and one is in all. Anything that is shared by a consciousness fully enveloped in truth is true, even when it's not accurate. Whoa. Anything that is shared by a whole mind, we could say, is in truth, is always true, even when it's not accurate. That may sound a little confusing at first, but I think it'll make more sense. In other words, a whole mind uses the tools that are before them, even when those tools are dull. They use words and concepts like clay, molding them into an image that reflects what they see. But the image is not the reality. The concept is not the reality. Just as the reflection of the sun on a pond is not the sun. Don't cling to the words, but dissolve into the reality that rests behind the words. Then you will know that you are that same reality. You are the sun itself. You are the radiance of the peace of God which is shining in you right now. My teaching is thus: all is in one, and one is in all. If you try to understand this with your mind, you'll be lost. I love this next part. But if you allow your soul access to these words, you'll realize that being lost is impossible. Once again, if you try to understand any of these things with the dull instrument of words, you'll be lost. But when your soul fully receives, fully embraces, you'll realize that being lost is impossible. You could never be lost. You are forever found. How can anyone be lost when they are wholly contained within the one, which is what and who you are, wholly contained within the one? How can anything or anyone separate from the inseparable source of all? It can't happen. The human mind can never grasp this reality, but your whole mind has never lost access to it. You have but denied yourself, but reality has never denied you. You could never be denied you. You, with a capital Y. This is all you need to know. The rest are minor details. That you could never be denied. The truth within you is never denied, reality itself. But you have chosen to deny yourself. Why? Well, we don't need to go into that right now. That would take a while. Ultimately, it comes down to this idea of guilt, doesn't it? But forgiveness undoes every knot of guilt. Every time I reach out and see another and allow them to radiate this same light, or that knot rather, is untied within me. And I come deeper and deeper into the experience of the peace of God is shining in me now, this moment. Allow that. Today's daily word says, joy lives in my heart. It's the exact same lesson. True, lasting, infinite joy is in my heart right now. And I can block that, I can deny that, and I have. But it has never denied me. That's the key. The real is forever real. Reality is forever what it is. Let's just breathe that in for a moment. The peace of God is shining in me now. You are the radiant extension of the love of God, forever whole and forever healed. Just say yes. Just say thank you. Thank you. That's all it takes. So, Vicky, I do believe you are out there, and I would love to have you pick right up from there and shine your light for all of us.
Well, thank you, Brother James. Thanks, everybody. Gosh, it's wonderful to see everybody. Thank you for all of that. And what I feel you're describing is what a miracle is. It's a shift from the split mind to our natural Christ whole mind. It's that shift, and we can get it. That shift is always, always available. It's the only thing that's certain, and we access it in different ways. It comes to us in different ways. It comes to us when we're still and quiet. It comes to us when peace is the only thing we want. It comes to us when we just rest in God and let go of everything else. Jesus says it comes with one single, unequivocal call for love, for help. It comes to us. It comes to us as love, as joy, as safety, as peace, as bountiful love just exploding in us. And nothing else matters. When James was describing, when I first heard the peace of God is shining in you now, that was in my life, one of the most wondrous moments of hearing that clarion call. Oh, I'm going to cry, because I heard the call. I didn't hear my brother singing and playing a little guitar. I heard that clarion call. I heard it, and everything in me awoke, and nothing else mattered. I was I was called, I suppose like Bill and Helen, there must be a better way. I was called to help you do that. I was called to, and it was like a post. Okay, I'll help. However, it doesn't matter. I'll help. And it was like being given a post and I never left the post. I'm still at the post. But that's what this is. And then we hear it in other ways. I remember having a fight with Big Teddy, big fight. And all of a sudden in my heart, I said, please, Jesus, you got to help me. This is ridiculous. And all of a sudden, bam, I meant it. It was an unequivocal call for help. And something shifted. And all of a sudden, it didn't matter. That's what a holy instant is. That's what a miracle is. Instead of paying attention to the split pieces, words, parts, for a moment, we pay attention to only wanting help, only wanting the answer. Sometimes because we're so upset, and other times because we're just walking down the street casually and the love of God just comes in. Like when James sang, the peace of God is shining in me now, that call, it's indelible. It's indelible the way the image of Mary is on the Talmud of Juan Diego. It's not written with words and music. It was written with the heart of love, of the heart of Christ. And it doesn't go away. We all have access to that all the time. In that moment with Teddy, it was a call for help and everything shifted and I didn't care about the issues, the details, what was going on. All that mattered is that we were one in God. And I could experience, that's why this is an experience. I could experience that field that Rumi talks about, that field of that open spaciousness of being one in love, not separate parts coming together, being part of what is already one. That's when Jesus said the kingdom is all about you, but you don't have eyes to see it or ears to hear it. Because when we fall into it, and that's what being miracle mindedness is, being alert. Let's be alert to the call, to the field of love, and let it come through us as us. That's the experience. And in that moment, every problem with Teddy just disappeared and nothing changed. The problems were still there, but I didn't care. I didn't pay attention to them anymore. But the miracle was in the joining, neither did Teddy. And we had an incredible time of joining, regardless of what everything seemed to look like. And that's all that's happening now. The world looks like it's, going to light up in chaos everywhere you turn, whether you go to the grocery store or whatever you bump into, wars and all kinds of things. But the birth of the light of Christ, of the receiving of the light that we already are, is at hand. It's seek ye first the kingdom. And those of us have heard that call, maybe a little earlier than some of our brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter. But don't leave your post. Keep listening for the call and recognize the places that it takes you as joyful and as things to be grateful for. I'm grateful every morning to come here and play. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that we join. And I could care less who talks, who I talk, someone else talk. It doesn't matter. We have come to share listening and being open and alert to the kingdom that is at hand. That's our experience. And thank you, Brother James. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Darla Alden, for joining in this. And thank you to every single brother and sister here. Thank you. It is in the joining that the light is received and allowed to expand and express. Thank you. Thank you, Brother James. That's my 2 cents.
That was more like 4 cents.
4 cents, anyway. A nickel, maybe.
So don't leave your post. You have been posted in the exact right, perfect place for the miracle to happen. Now we just have to remain steadfast and hold still there, instead of saying, what's next? What else can I do? Who else can I heal? No, just stay in your post. You've been planted right where you need to be. Whether you're here at Namaste Village or anywhere in the world, you are exactly where you need to be. So stay at your post. I remember so well that holy instant, as Vicky was describing it, when I first sang, "The peace of God is shining in me now." And we both felt it. Something just fell into place. That was our post. And it was amazing that so much has happened all from that single yes. When Vicky heard that and she said yes, next thing you knew, I began singing and writing music to all 365 lessons. And that pulled together a community of, I think we were sending it out to about 12,000 people. There, every single day, 12,000 or more people were singing those chants every single day, which led to us doing conference calls, which then grew, which then ultimately led to other things, which led to Namaste Village, which led to this moment, to this holy sacred instant of release into the miracle. So each one of us is here because of that unequivocal yes. And now we're each called to share that. It wasn't Vicky's yes or my yes 8 years ago or whatever it was. It's happening right now. Each one of us has to say yes. Each one of us is called and is planted. We are at our post. So do your job. Yes, and thank you, thank you, thank you. Just say those words a few times. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feel the energy building in you just as you feel that gratitude. Thank you. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for this holy station of love. I am committed. I am here. I am fully present. I will not leave my post because it is you who have posted me here. It is you who have called each one of us. And now we go out and we shine that light. Now we go out and we become the holy extension of the love and the loveliness of God, shining in you right now. Amen.
You can say you're welcome. You're welcome.
So we're going to go ahead and close right there because we've gone a little bit over time. But let's just hold within that sacredness of now. And we will close. Oh, maybe not. My computer's acting up. I don't know if the rest of you guys can, in Zoom land, can still see me. Anyway, let's just take a deep breath together. I don't know how to get out of this. Yes. And so we now go out, we go forth to share this brilliant light. We'll share this prayer. Oh, good, you guys got it here. I don't think those of you in the Zoom room can see this yet, but we'll go ahead and sing it. We'll just share it. I think you know it by now. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever God am, God is, and all is well. Amen, 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 y punto. And so it is. Namaste, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Does anyone know how to quit a program on a Mac? Control, Command, Escape.
I love you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank
Love
you. Thank
you,
you.
Leslie. Love everybody.
That's not it.
James,
Thank
is it a
you.
Mac?
Hit your Apple,
Yes.
and
You
force-
hit
Yeah.
the little the two infinity signs crossed,
Yeah.
and then tab, you'll
And
see
then
all
what?
your programs lined up.
Mm.
Oh, it worked.
See them?
Thank you.
It worked? You're welcome.
Bye, everybody.
Fun trick.
Bye.